Jentle Soaps Kitchen. Today we're working with lavender. And I've been doing all sorts of crazy things with lavender. This is some of the lavender we harvested today. It's nice and fresh. But if you have lots of lavender, I harvested this on Monday. And if you have lots of lavender, it's really hard to get it all processed into whatever you're going to make, whether it's these wands or something else, before it goes brittle. So I'm going to show you a little trick. First I'm going to show you what a wand, how you make a lavender wand. We're going to make a lavender wand, and what you can do with some of the leftovers, and what it acts like when it's fresh versus when it is dry. Now I've got some dry here that I have prepared. These have been kind of soaking all day with a wet paper towel around the neck. Now the neck is the only place that I'm really worried about it being bendy. We'll see if this works. I did make one today. Let's see if I can find the one that I made. This one. Using some of these. And I was really happy with how it turned out. I am not very good at doing this, but I thought I'd show you how I did it. I have some ribbon. I do. Here's one thing that I played with ribbon. So this is like it was too hard, and so I couldn't make them. And then I came up with the method that I'm going to show you after I show you the fresh. Okay, so we'll do the fresh first, and then I'll show you how to make them later if you've got a bountiful harvest of lavender like I have today. And I literally have like so much lavender. This is just one of like 10. I was truly blessed. What a wonderful, wonderful, generous lavender farm that gave me lots and lots of stuff to work with. I have enough for the whole year, and I cannot wait to give these away as gifts. So without further ado, I'm just going to put my hair up. I was hoping to put my hair up with my little, let's see if this will work. Okay, so I have been playing with hair sticks. Let's see if I manage to make a hair stick or not. So I'm just going to twist it around. And that last little bit of hair that's just kind of, I'm going to take this and see if it's stiff enough. It's probably not. Let's see. Okay, we sacrificed it some. So when you're putting a hair stick in, you should not force it. So I'm just gently moving it into my hair. Okay, maybe I'm pushing a little bit. If I can manage to get this through. I actually have my hair piece if this doesn't work. This would have been fun to do live. It's kind of crazy stuff. Okay, where is the end? Okay, I'm a Looney Spoon. Okay. Let's see if it holds. We'll see. It's kind of pretty. All right, so let's get to work. You can make a hair stick. That was just a silly thing I made. All right, so some of the mistakes. Very thin ribbon, unless you want to see more lavender. This would be nice for the fall, I suppose, but even with a thicker ribbon, it would have been better. Second thing I noticed, light colors are pretty. Like they're pretty, but because they're pale and the lavender is pale, it's not as nice You can do these ones, but I would suggest pairing them with the darker shiny ribbon. It just looks nicer. Okay, I don't know why these dark vibrant colors look better. I think the dark colors look better, and I've just bundled them together. They're all individual. And make sure you tie them tight because they're going to shrink a little bit. And make sure your spaces aren't too wide because they can fall out. The little flowers can fall out. I don't know, this isn't quite holding. Let's put in a sturdier stick. Maybe. Okay. So I have to use my glasses because this takes a really long time, and it's honestly, I think it's kind of hard. So it's real easy to mess up your weave. I'm just telling you. So we'll put these here, and then I'm going to bring you a little closer so you see how this is done. Now I'm using Lavender Grosso, so it's got a super long stalk. Well, most of them. I mean, there are shorter ones, but these are usually like side pieces. They're not the major stems. So I saved those for another project. So we're going to pick out 7 of these. See, those are where the small ones come from. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Now the first thing you have to do is prepare the stems. Now keep all of those things. Just keep them. These need to come off too. Okay, so there's one. Now I looked at lots of different, many ways of doing this, and I needed a very basic one because I am not well versed in weaving and I have a hard time following weaving instructions, and so I needed this very basic instruction set to make these. I've always wanted to make these, and I've just never been able to figure it out, and I never had high enough quality lavender to try it out. Now the reason we're hopefully storing these in straight bundles with lots of ways to keep it straight is because that's going to be harder to work with when it's dry. So keep your bundles as straight as possible. These are fresh, so it's not really going to matter. But just thinking ahead. Just thinking ahead for you. So if you had a good lavender harvest this year, you probably know everything there is to know. And I'm just here to chat with you. So let's have some fun. So line them all up like this. And you can do 5, you can do 9, you can do whatever. I'm just doing 7 because these are huge heads. Just huge. If you had like tiny ones, tiny heads, like a lot of lavender is really small. There's a size comparison. Then you might need 21 to get a large thing, but I only need that. Now, only one, well no, most of them. Make sure that you line up all the flowers. Okay, so like that. Now this one's a little funky because it's got such a big space. So I'm just going to take those flowers off. Set them aside for another project. Some of these other ones are shorter and they've got their flowers and I kept them. All right. So I was making these on the road yesterday. We went up to Nanaimo and I just found it very relaxing. And so, oh, this is a thinner ribbon. So we're going to try a thinner ribbon. Okay. But I have 10 yards of it, so we've got lots. Okay. I thought this was the same size. Oh, the spools all look the same to me. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it here. And we're gonna tie it off. And make sure you don't have it. Okay. Just like this. Now, make it a knot. Because your ribbons are, like I said, are gonna loosen and you don't want it falling apart. Now I have enough lavender here that I'm gonna have to figure out how to do a weave with a couple of colors. So come back for that if I figure out a way to explain it. Because if I figure out how to do it, I'll share with you how my brain works and maybe you can follow too. Now what I like about this ribbon is it's shiny on both sides. So if I flip it, I'm not gonna ruin my weave. So hold it upside down. Now I saw one where they tied it with string, put more of them on, and then flip them over so they had like this huge head. I tried that and it was just really too big. Like this one was made that way. It's enormous. Whereas this is just as nice. And used half as many materials. Now, I was thinking, and I haven't done it yet, and if you've done this before, let me know, that it might be nice. So we're going to bend them. And these can break even when it's fresh like this. Don't worry about it. Just hold it in. Once you get it anchored, you can just bind it up with the ribbon. So we're going to pull them all down so they go around this little bundle of flowers like a cage. Okay, so try to space them evenly. That will be a challenge because it gets kind of wonky while you're going. You're like all of them on one side and then on the other. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just go slow. And this is just the way I do it. So I'm going to hold it up so you can see what I do. Okay, so we're going to get started, and I think we'll go this way. So we're going to go over, and we're going to take this with us. Okay, and under. So that's an under. The next one is an over, and then an under. So we're just going every other one and keep these high. Over, and under, and hooch it up there, because we don't want them falling out, right? Those will fall out if I don't get it over their petals. Under, over. Let's get that last little bit of that. It's an over. This first part takes a bit of time, so just go slow. Now let's find my under. He's here. Under. Over. Under. Spread them out. Over. And see how they hide? Under. Over. Under. And switch spots. Over. Under. Is happening here? It's right, over. So you might have to adjust everything from time to time because it's all to one side. So let's move all these over. So I have an even caging. Okay, over. Happened again. Ah! Okay, we're at over, but it's not this one that needs to be over. This one under. See how they kind of move around on you at the beginning? If they're falling off, then you're in trouble. Over and under. This is so hard. Over, under, oops, over, under, over. See why you might want to start with 5 instead of 7. Over, under, over, under, and you might have to adjust because you twisted your ribbon like I just did. Now apparently these sell for a lot of money, not mine obviously. Over, under, oop, under, over. This goes a lot faster with the fatter ribbon too. Just saying. Over, under, over, under. Yeah, I'm going to look at that every time I twist it around. Stinker. Over. Under. Stay straight. Over. Under. Over, under, and it just did it again. Let's fix that while we're here. While we're here, before we go and get anywhere. Over, under, over, and I think we're at the base of it, so I'm just going to twist it down. And I like to show lots of green when I do my twist. Maybe not that much, but you know, we want it to be nice and tight. And when you get down to your shortest ones, I can make this one actually a little bit longer. If you were using, oops, let's try to evenly space them at least. Get candy cane. All right, now I'm just gonna cut this and cut it fairly long. Oh, dragged it through some lavender gunk. And we're just gonna tie a knot twice. So there's one knot. Now you can use a little bit of glue if you want. And then we're going to take that and trim it at the end. Okay, I'm going to have to clean my ribbon. I dragged it through some lavender stuff. Now I was putting ribbons on all of mine individually. Let's see if I can find one at the base here. So I was kind of doing this with them all. If you want to do that, you can. But I decided to just bundle them together that way because I found that it was just too busy. I thought this was prettier by itself, right? I'll show you what it looks like. Let me put a bow on there too. So I have so many ribbons to keep them straight because I had to all tied with bows. All right, so they look like that. So if you like it like that, do what you like. But me, I preferred, after all the work that I did, to just bundle them like this. And I tied it in several places so that as it dries, the stems will be straight, so my wands won't be wonky. Now, I was thinking of getting some artist florist wire and adding that. You could definitely do that. A nice thick wire in there would help tremendously to keep it nice and tight. So here I've got one there, and I'm going to put one on the end here. Here, let's bring it down so you can see what I'm doing. All this mess. This one I actually have 3 ribbons. These are really long. So I wanted these to all stay straight because these are going to be Christmas gifts or maybe costume stuff for Halloween. I mean, this one's going to be my magic wand. So I'm going to have to definitely jazz this up a bit. I did pick up some like gold leaf. I'll show you. And I picked up some silver. So I don't know. That might be fun to gild the lilies, so to speak. I'm not sure how I'm going to make this stick, but that was just an idea I had when I was getting my supplies together. So let's put this away. And we'll do, so there's the fresh one finished. And we're going to do a dry one finished. So like I said earlier, these I purchased. I didn't purchase them. I got them for free. I picked on Monday and it's now Saturday, so they're quite dry. So I just wrapped them in a towel, and so we're going to make a small wand with these. We'll see how these very delicate stems work when they've been wetted down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get a sturdy one in there too, just to give us some strength. 7. So I plan on finishing these off in the next day. So I'm going to keep them, it's just dry damp. Okay. So I'll show you how easy it is to clean them when they're like bone dry. Didn't have to pull anything. Just, it's like pine cones or dried rosemary. Oh, that one's a little fresher. That one's a little fresher too. Or it got wet, I'm not sure. So this one again has that little bit of flour. We're just going to put that in our box. It can be used. Be careful not to break them. That part is pretty brittle. Okay. We're ready to go. So again, I'm just going to take my ribbon and tie. Actually, I'm going to have to cut that off because I've got essential oil stuff on it. So we're going to tie it. Set it down. There's got to be a better way to do this. I'm going to look at some more videos. But this seemed like a pretty easy way, and it seems to be working. I mean, they don't look that bad. They don't look that great either, but they smell amazing. Oh my gosh. I can't believe somebody told this lavender farmer that lavender grow soap is not prime lavender essential oil. Well, for someone like me who makes soap, those strong camphor notes are a huge, big, awesome, wonderful deal. Does anybody else think so too, or do you rather have a more perfumey lavender? I mean, because a lot of times, see how it bends? Pretty good. It's not great, but it isn't broken. It's not going, snap, you're done. You don't get to make one today, Jen. Okay, so we're going to go over under this way. Okay, so I want to just tuck that in. I'm not sure. Over. Under. Over. Under. Hope you guys can see this. I got a little bit actually that needs to be pulled off. So I'm going to do it over. And then under. These are pretty close, so I'm going to try to space them. Over. Under. Over. Under. Over. Can you guys see? I hope you guys can see this. Under. Now the under ones are pretty easy to spot once you start doing this. And the over ones are longer. Do you see how that's ready to be? And you know you'll have skipped a stalk if suddenly you're wanting to go over, over, or under, under. And they do hide, so those under ones hide. So, you know, carefully go back if you need to. I like the space. You can totally like make it tight so there's no lavender escaping. But I find that I'm happier with the notion that it's drying better with a little bit of airspace. Or okay, so we got over, under, over, under. Okay, we're fine. Over, under. You know, I gotta say it every single time, otherwise I'm gonna miss a spot. I just, you know, get a little closer. Do you see how they hide underneath like that? There you go, under, over. Now I have had them break halfway through. That's okay. Just poke it back up to the top, in through. If it breaks up here, if it breaks down here, well, you're just kind of out of luck. Just gonna have to adjust your weave accordingly and fake it till you make it. Over. Where am I? Over. Under. Now I'm going to start my once you get going, you really can get going. It becomes easy peasy-ish. So I want all of those tight. So you need to hold at the top when you're tying your knot, because if you loosen it up, it'll get all loose through here, because I've got a, like through here, it'll get really loose. And I tie it twice. So let's go again, just in case. And I leave my tails, because I think the tails are fun. Trim the tip. And there we go. So this is one that I rehydrated. And this is one that's fresh. You can see the difference in the vibrancy of the green. And the dark colors seem to counteract the fading color of the botanical, rather than, you know, double it up. These are pretty. They're really pretty, and if you're doing them for a wedding or something, that's perfect. But for me, I like the darker ribbons. They're just beauteous. If you enjoyed this, please click like and subscribe. Come on back to my soapy kitchen anytime. I am actually in the middle of trying to turn these into a bath tea. So a bubble bath tea with a wand. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but that's this idea I have. If you enjoyed this, please click like and subscribe, and come on back anytime. Bye!